3, 2, 1.
Ow, I jammed my phone. Well, slap my dick and call me Sally. Looks like we got something. So this looks like a Sans Amp GED 21112 Geddy Lee Signature Sans Amp. And how much did you pick this bad boy up?
It's about $300-400.
$300 or $400? Where'd you get it from?
I bought it on Reverb.
Reverb.com?
Yeah.
So, I'm not gonna lie to these people. We've used this already. But we still have everything for it. I guess just to go over the basic uses of this thing, it's a bass preamp.
It is a preamp, not an amp itself.
So if you look close up to this thing, oh, that shit fell on the ground. So Sans Amp here, so this is the input. Looks like.
And then it has a...
And it has a switch, correct?
Yes, and so when you plug into this front switch,
Yeah.
what it's going to do is it's going to disable the two back input A and B.
Okay, and then so on this we have drive, mid shift, blend, bass, treble, and then level 1. And I'm to understand that it doesn't actually run in stereo, right?
No, it is two separate mono channels.
Okay, so it's two separate mono channels. So this left hand side here is going to be your first channel, and that's more for the mid, correct?
This is for it's called the drive channel. So yes, it'll have more of the treble and more of the mid for it.
Then from there, so this half, this back side, the right hand side will be for
your deep and your saturation level.
Okay.
Your saturation of the Sans Amp on the deep.
Okay, cool. And then you're just a regular on switch. And then go ahead and flip it around real quick for us. And then off the back here.
What's rad about this is it does have an effects loop, like with a 50-50 mix, most will have. And it has an unaffected output. But the cool part is it has 4 outputs, 2 of them being drive-in deep on both sets of XLR and 1/4 inch TRS. So you have the ability to run all 4 channels as a speaker live setup for stage presence and direct DI to the board, so you don't have to DI out of a amp or DI box or whatever.
Okay, so yeah, so you can basically you can send it either way, and it doesn't cut it out, which is nice. So when you start that bad boy up,
you can run all 4 at once.
And then also inside the box, it comes with the manual, which you could read if you want. Here's a manual. Oh, okay.
And the power source.
And a power source. These did not come in the box. Don't tell nobody. These weren't in there. So what we're going to do first to test this thing out is run it just directly into a K6 interface. And we're going to run both channels, which more or less will be to accomplish what we can hear out of it. And I'm not going to, of course, as always, I'm not going to add stuff to affect it, you know. It's just what it is. So let's get this bad boy plugged in.
Grab that shit, snatch that shit, trying to pack up the pack and cash that shit, trying to bag up the bags a bit, trying to roll up then grind up it. This that, don't forget your rhymes and shit. Looking silly when you grab the mic and shit. Don't slow up now, this that don't remind me shit. Yeah, but that ain't me no more. Don't do zennies or I'll end up on the floor. Like, yeah, but that ain't me no more. Don't do zennies or I'll end up on the floor. Like,
And I'll switch over to my handy boy, my handy cam. So powering it on. It does use tube modeling style from the saturation, I would assume, for Sans Amp.
Yes.
However, it is not a tube, so it's just one on, which is pretty decent. So this is the thing. Oh, look at Geddy Lee's face.
Isn't it pretty?
Just take a minute. He put his fucking face on this thing. Damn. Logic session just to show you there's no bullshit about it. Okay. It's literally, there's nothing. Okay. Alright. And then across the board.
You want to set? I'm gonna set it to noon.
Yeah, so let's just noon everything out. I'm gonna record just so I can cut. So currently, all I have coming out, I guess, would be this is just the deep. So cranking that saturation. And so remember, you do have a gain. You have a gain both on the saturation, which if you know how, I mean, I guess it's not a gain, but you can get more out of it. And what I've found is even maxed out right there, it doesn't necessarily give it too much
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have.
on the low end.
Exactly, not too much low end, but it still has a little bit of mid to treble to allow it to have that little bit of fuzz that you're looking for if you want out of that deep.
And then now we're gonna just go ahead and bring in that mid-tone. Alright. So this is just our mid-tone. I'm resetting these back to me. So 0 drive. Because I did notice that this on the end here, that drive does yeah, so that thing is pretty fuzzy. And so what exactly is
The mid shift is a sweepable frequency finder. So basically, it's just your frequency shift of what you're looking for your mid. And
Okay.
I personally find.
and that's what this
Yes, that mid is.
the mid will
This
bring
is
up.
going to be your gain for the mid,
Okay.
and this is going to be your frequency sweep.
Okay.
And I personally feel around 500, you're going to get that.
So yeah, go ahead and set it up like you would normally. We kind of heard it flat. Okay, yeah.
So you get that. That's the thing. If you have it boosted, you can get that rounder about the 500, but you still get a little cut, which is what I personally like. Or you can get that more twangy. You know that you can drive it all the way up, and it goes from 170 to 3K,
Okay.
and that's a pretty wide range for a mid.
170 to 3K.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I can boost all that.
Yeah, so I switched over to where we're just making sure I'm just recording mids.
And all I'm doing is hitting the E over and over. And you can see that's got.
Yes.
I truly feel for that roundness, I'll boost to 500.
Yep.
For that twanginess, I'll boost or level out the 1.5.
Okay.
Because that's anything outside of that, I feel like I'm reaching into the treble or the low.
Okay. And then let's go ahead and get this boy fuzzy. Because I've noticed this on the drive.
I personally feel
You can push it.
the drive. From my understanding, the drive is more like a gain on this.
Yeah.
And the level is more like your output volume. And then the blend is more like a 50-50 kind of like sweet, like a wet to dry mix on the Sans amp to unmixed.
Okay.
So like this is completely dry.
Okay. And that's more with the...
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's when you're gonna start to get more of that fuzz. So what I'll do is I'll boost my mid at 500, kick the blend up
fit. So let's go ahead and
bring it together.
in.
Turn up that saturation. The only thing that holds it back is it doesn't have the output out of the 1/4 inches to allow it to push an amplifier. So in a live stage presence, you would still need an amplifier, but this will provide all the tone. You could set that amp to noon and you have all your tone there for you.
Okay. So that was the, I don't even remember what the hell it's called.
GED 2112.
GED, get your GED 2112, about $350, $400. Fantastic bass setup. Sounds great in the studio. However, I will say when we purchased said gear, it did not give a lot of information towards the fact that it is a preamp. Now granted, that could be our own, silliness or whatever, we didn't see it. But even upon looking at it and researching it, it doesn't necessarily give you a lot behind what its actual function is, which is, it is a preamp.
Bass preamp.
And so what we're going to do is we actually ordered something and we're going to do a video for that, and we'll kind of combine them together between the two. And from there, we will see, the GED in a live functionality as well, because currently you purchase that piece of gear, you can't take it out, because if you run it directly into a speaker, we didn't show that in the test, but we have tested that as well. It sounds terrible.
Does not have the output to bring it up to level.
Yeah, you just can't get it doesn't have the charge, or doesn't have the correct output to it.
Yep.
And so I would say though, as a preamp in the studio, if you're a bassist,
Awesome. Me personally, love it.